Rally round your family, pocket full of shells. Rally round your family. All right. That was supposed to be Rage Against the Machine. That was terrible. I went to the doctor yesterday, and I got my ears irrigated because they were. It was like. It sounds gross, but it was like impacted earwax, so I couldn't hear shit out of my ears. So I went to the doctor, and they stuck this long ass thing in my ears and sprayed water, and it's crazy what came out, like pebbles, literal rocks from outside. No, but yeah, I suggest everybody go do it. It's probably really bad for you, and I don't know if they'll do it unless they see stuff in your ear. But I hear like in HD now. It's crazy. Like I hear every little crinkle and I feel like I'm on ecstasy. But I had to take off work to do it. You know what I was thinking about? I hate jobs where you got to think about the job. I want a job where I don't have to think about it, because I want to think about, like, that's like the last bastion. Is that the right word? That's the last Sebastian of being you, right? Like you can think about whatever you want to think about. So like I hate a job where I have to like think about numbers and add stuff. I'm like 17 plus titties 42. Like I can't pay attention to stuff. People like ask me a question like, "Hey Joe, where'd you leave the screwdriver?" I'm just like, vagina. Because I don't know. I'm not that I'm thinking about vagina. I'm just saying, like, I just want to think about whatever the fuck I want to think about. So I hate when I have to like focus on a job. And why do old men, when they're in the locker room, why are they butt naked talking about just regular old shit? Like, why do they do that? They just stand there butt naked staring at each other, just like, yeah, yesterday I was getting yelled at by my wife and I decided to eat some salami. I started to gobble down some salami. And then they just move to the shower and they're taking a shower and they're still talking about like, oh, you gotta go eat at the restaurant down the street. It's real good. It's just like, why can't you just fucking... I don't know. So... I forget how I worded this in my head when I was at work thinking about it, because I didn't have to focus on my job, because my job I just go through the motions. But I was thinking about how I'm really interested in chaos, like just when things are going wrong. Like I like when bad, like not bad things, but I don't want anybody to get hurt. I don't like that, but I like when things are like fucked up. Like when there's like a problem or an issue and people have to focus on that instead of like quote unquote reality. You know what I mean? Like, not, I don't want anybody to get hurt, but like I do comedy, and I was at a show once, and one of the comics that went up before me, he started this fight with one of the, I forget, he said something about the military, and the whole place was all military vets, and they're like, motherfucker, I'm gonna fight you. They didn't sound anything like that, but he's like, motherfucker, I'm gonna fight you. So they like went up to go fight him. So all the comics like rushed the people, and the people, it was like Braveheart, we all came to like a head, and we were all gonna fight each other, and like people are holding each other back, and they're like, motherfucker, crazy screaming. And I thought it was the funniest thing ever. Like I didn't want anybody to get hurt, but I thought that was so funny. And then one of the guys, the headliner was this guy Tom, who dresses like a Viking, and he does like this whole show like with dildos and swords and axes, and he's like, so he was dressed in full armor, and he's like swinging the sword around. He's like, everybody back, everybody get back. So finally everybody calmed down, but it was so hilarious. Like that's the kind of stuff that like I get goosebumps. I'm just like, ooh, yeah. But how did I laugh like that? But yeah, and then I went up and sang the Star Spangled Banner after that, and it was pretty funny. But I hate patting myself on the shoulder because I'm not really that funny, but it was pretty funny because I sang Star Spangled Banner, and I was like, everybody rise for the Star Spangled Banner. If you don't rise, you don't like America. And they all rose. There's a video of it somewhere online, but they all sang along with the end of it. But yeah, that was better than my whole set, because my set sucks. But I don't know. I just like when chaotic things are happening. Also, I was thinking, I'd be the worst advertiser ever, like, because I always say I'm not funny and my set sucks. Like, I hate when I have to tell people to, like, come see me, like, hey, why don't you come to my show? I'm not really that funny, though. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just the worst. It's like, why would they come see me if I don't know. Imagine I had to make an advertisement for, like, burgers. I was like, ugh. try this burger, and then they eat it and it doesn't taste. Maybe that's a good thing. I'm just like eating a burger on the commercial. I'm just like, oh god, this is gross. This is disgusting. Ugh. Then I give it to somebody else, and they're like, that'd be a terrible commercial. They'd be like, this is pretty good. But yeah, that's how I get people to. I don't know. I'm not good at selling stuff. I'm not good at selling myself. I wish I was good. I wish I was a fucking Viking. No, I wish I was. Doesn't make any sense. I wish I was good at. So, anyways, the story. I'm just gonna fucking skip what I was saying. Rally around your family. Pocket full of shells. I was doing that at work, but I wasn't. I was doing it so much that I stopped singing it, and I was just saying the words. I was like, "Rally around your family, pocket full of shells," and I'm looking at my coworkers like, "Rally around your family, pocket full of shells." I don't even know what that means, but it sounds like I'm gonna fucking murder somebody's family. But the story I wanted to tell was when I was in high school, I took this visual media class, and as a field trip, they took us to New York City, and a bunch of us just ran away. They're like, all right, make sure you go to this museum, and then whatever you want to do after that. So we did whatever we wanted to do first, and the whole trip. So we ran off to, it was right outside, it was Times Square. It was right outside MTV Studios. This is back in the day. I don't know. There was a show called TRL, Total Request Live, where they would, I guess you could vote online for the top 10 songs of that day, and they would play the music video. But before every video, they would have somebody like introduce the video, right? They would have random people introduce it. So anyways, we sneak off and we go there, and there's like this roped off area, and there's like tons of people everywhere. And then like in the roped off area are like the MTV VJs. There was a Carson Daly. I don't know if anybody knows who he is, but he was like a famous MTV VJ guy. And there was other like celebrities there. There was like Kevin Smith and the other guy. I don't remember. I don't know his name. Not like a huge fan of. Was it Jay? Jay and Silent Bob? Whoever plays Jay. And I'll never forget there was a drunk guy there, and he gave Jay a camera, and he's like, hey, could you take a picture of me? And he was like, okay. So he took a picture. It didn't make any sense. But so anyways, we're there, and we're all just like, yeah! We're being fucking high school kids. And the one person who worked there, she comes over to me, and she's like, hey, do you want to introduce one of the videos? And I was like, yeah? And she's like, all right, the next one coming up is going to be Rage Against the Machine. And I was like, okay. And she's like, they played here last night in Times Square. Why don't you just say that you saw them play and that they rocked Times Square? And I was like, all right. So then she goes and gets her boss, and her boss like had one of those microphones that comes out, like, and he's like the headphones with the microphone, and he has a clipboard. I always get into these situations with clipboard people, but he comes over and he's like, is this the guy you picked? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, he goes to me, he's like, all right, do what you're gonna do. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, say it. And I was like, I saw Rage Against the Machine last night, and they rocked Times Square. And he's like, that's what you're gonna do? And I was like, well, I'll be better once it's live. And he looks at the girl who picked me, and he's like, good luck. And then he walked away, and she looked at me, and she's like, oh my God, please do good. Please. I'm going to lose my job. I was like, I got this. So then the camera guy gets like right in my face. There's a whole group of people behind me. And he's like counting down. He's like, don't be nervous. And he's like, 5, 4, 3. And then he points at me, and I was like, I saw Rage Against the Machine last night, and they rocked Times Square! Yeah! And I screamed like a maniac, and I like fell back in the crowd, and fireworks went off. No, fireworks didn't go off, but they might as well have. And everybody cheered, and I was crowd surfing, and it was wild. And then, so then the girl came up to me afterwards, and she's like, thank you, oh my God, thank you so much. But, yeah, so it ended up a bunch of us from my high school ended up requesting videos. It was pretty cool. And then we stayed, and Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre like drove in on a Cadillac smoking weed, and they performed whatever their hit song was, plus a bunch of other songs. It was pretty cool. But anyways, we were like 2 hours late to get back on the bus, and the teacher was pissed, and it was hilarious. But yeah, so they stopped all field trips after that. They're like, we're not doing any more field trips. Christian Bale from Batman was my principal. But the next day they showed it. We had like this news thing that the kids ran, and they showed all of the clips of us. It didn't make any sense. We were in trouble, but at the same time, they showed that we were all on TV. It was really cool, I guess. But I wish I could have that. I wish I could find that video. I tried searching for it, but I can't find it. But anyways, yeah, I think chaos is good. I think chaos it's a good thing. I had more to say about that, but I don't really remember. I just want to say that this podcast is not perfect. It's just me, and I just randomly rant, and I don't know what the hell I'm saying. I don't know what I'm going to say most of the time. I think about like very little bit beforehand. I'm not prepared. I have this crappy microphone. I have this shitty Casio keyboard that I play along with. But I think that's this is where I give some wisdom. I think that's a lot of people's problems when it comes to these things, because they're going to wait till everything's perfect before they start doing something, and it's never going to be perfect. It'd be like preparing to go to an open mic for 2 years, like trying to develop the perfect 5-minute set before you went and tried it. It's like, nah, you got to suck for a while. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm sucking. So hope everybody has a good day, week, whatever.